you know, we put hundreds of hours between us. There's 250 years of experience. And like Andy said, you know, that's got to account for something. But at the moment, what we need from you guys, I mean, you know, we don't want medals, we don't want certificates, you know, we just want to get on with what we do. You know, and that's it. But unfortunately now it's really, we need the public to save us. That's what we need. The only other thing I'd like to say is, I don't want to keep going on, but you know, none of you can go out on a shout with us, none of you can see it. There's a TV programme that the RMI have got going out that doesn't really portray what we do. It's you know, more or less a PA exercise. But any of you with iPads, computers, laptops, you know, if you want to see what a family, an RMI family is, go onto the YouTube and look up the RMI Penleigh Lifeboat Disaster. It's about an hour long, but if you watch that, that gives you some idea of the family that you've got here tonight.
Jean McLaughlin.
Good evening, everybody. I'd just like to answer, if you could answer one question. Is it true, I believe that when Harbour Master had his job, did it take him a year to meet the crew, to meet our crew? Is that true or false, please?
I can tell you, in 5 years, both Harbour Masters, Barry Goldman and Phil Buckley, only ever stepped in the lifeboat station once.
That is utterly disgusting, and I think that everybody should know about that. Thank you very much, Andy.
There's someone on the back, obviously, but my eyes are... Here we go. A few people with their hands up. We'll try and get to you all.
Hi, I'm Bernie Manning. We've been without an ALB now for 10 days. It's going to take a lot longer to raise £2.5 million. What I want to know is, will the states actually lend the new charity the money, even if it means diverting some of the money from the TA unit to this new charity? I wonder if Sarah can answer that.
Thank you, Barry. That's a good question. Sarah, do you want to go first?
Well, if we don't try, we won't know. Basically, we've got to show that we've got the support and go and see Steve Luce and take it from there. You can rest assured that we will do our damnedest, because there is no reason why we can't borrow the money from them, provided, you know, we have sufficient pledges so that they know it's coming back.
I personally would not like to take any money from the states at all. Not because I don't really see why taxpayers should fund something that at the moment they're getting nothing from the RMI. And I think I'm pretty sure that we can raise this money pretty quick. And like what Phil's talking about, €2.5 million. £2.5 million is actually €2.5 million actually is what we need. The basic boat is €1.5 million. Pretty much finished is 1.8 million. For the ILB is about £180,000. So you're looking at, say, just over 2 million. And obviously then you have other bits and bobs. But I think personally we can raise that money, but we need to set the charitable trust up quick to get the fundraisers out, raising the money, and then hopefully the money will come in. I think it's, when I spoke to the French boat yard today, I think it's, to order that boat, I think it's a 20% down payment to sign that agreement to get the build process in. So that's a sort of just shaping, let's give you a rough idea of what sort of money you need to get it going.
Thank you.
I agree with you. You don't want to really go to the States, but if push comes to shove, I think you might need to, and if you do, then they should actually loan you the money so you can push ahead with your project.
Deputy Russell Ali.
Andy, you've been incredibly diplomatic throughout this whole process, and the more I hear about it, the more terrifying it is to me. We, the states members, and there's a big difference between the states and the government of this island. The government of this island is the Council of Ministers. The rest of us are in the states. And in your presentation you asked, will you get the support of the states? I think you get the support of a lot of the states. Whether you're getting the support you should have from the Council of Ministers, I think is becoming entirely questionable. I mean, if there were meetings being held in Cyril and Margol House, that's a government building, and the government are up to their elbows in this one. I don't want to put you in a compromising position, but I do feel you and your crew have not had the support you deserve from government. I'm here with other deputies tonight, Deputy Carolyn Labby, Judy Martin, Scott Wickington, Jeremy Massol, there's Jackie Hilton, Kevin. There are members of the states who are, I won't ask you a question to compromise you, but there are members of the states who are here to support you. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Deputy Labby, can I just say here, we have a situation here that if these volunteers are not supported by the whole government, this is setting a precedent for future volunteers in Jersey, and this is what we need to stop.
I just think, Deputy, both myself and our crew appreciate, and I've been quite clear all the way through that I was aware that a lot of states members weren't aware of what's happened, and I had that conversation with one of the council ministers, and I said, but the states members don't know what's going on, they haven't been told, and he said, no, they don't. And even members of the council of ministers that I spoke to, they didn't know either. So, I appreciate your support, what we all do actually.
Thank you very much. Now, Mick Robbins has had his hand out for ages down the front. Paul, can I hear you come down?
I didn't quite understand that question actually. Oh right, yeah, sorry. Well, I've heard so many rumours that they took the boat because the crew resigned, they threw their teddies out of the pram, all this sort of thing. There is no reasoning for taking that boat. We offered to man that boat the whole way through because Lisa Harwood said to us, if you want to, the way she worded it is, she said, you're at crossroads. She said 3 trigger points to this, either you, like as Jamie stated about the policies and all this other rubbish that they were coming out with, either we go independent or we stay with them and do their policies. When she pointed the gun at our head, and the way she spoke to the crew that night, now, and I'll be honest, there was probably 3 or 4 crew, maybe 5 actually, that sort of sat on the fence, were a bit unsure of the way things were going, and that they were basically leaning towards the iron line. The way she came into that room, and her opening statement was, if you throw your pages on the table tonight, consider that your resignation, and it'll be final. Then she went in and basically they called the whole crew a bunch of liars for the complaints that were raised. She demanded that we give her a decision. She said that her exact words were, I'm not leaving this island until I get a decision. She goes, I want a decision in 24 hours. And I said, we can't do that because it's not our decision to make. I said, we wanted to speak to the states and we wanted to speak to the public because it's the public decision, not ours. And so then she basically gave us a stay of execution to the Monday, I think it was. We had a meeting with Sea Loose, one of the civil servants that's been involved in this the whole way through. I forget who else was there now. Sarah came with us. And we talked to them and we basically said what the crew decided, and the crew decided as a whole unit to go independent. And that's where we are now.
Thank you very much for that question. Now, the lady over here has had a hand up for a little while, so let's bring Paul round the front again.
I'm Anne Redding. I'm just wondering, of other people, other crews throughout the British Isles, have they broken away from the RNLI, and how successful have they been? And is it the best thing they've done?
There are stations that have broken away from the RNLI, but predominantly where the RNLI sort of basically say that they can't really justify spending the money on, like, say for instance, like a station like St Albans that I was speaking to today, they closed their station and they're flourishing and they're doing really well. I'm just got to be careful what I say, but to say that the RMLI were trying to do a bit of dirty tricks against them, they don't want people to be successful. And I think when you see what Ewan's done in St Albans, he spoke on the radio, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, and he spoke really well actually. And he says for them it's the best thing they've ever done. For us as a crew, the policies that have been coming out from the RMLI is absolutely ridiculous. And one that I said, I cannot understand how they can justify this. They brought out a policy recently, in the last 6 months, that every time the lifeboat goes to sea, it has to have a navigator. So I've been at sea all my life, but I have to go to sea with a navigator. I'm not allowed, and if I do, I'm breaching policy and there'll be serious consequences. You'll be sacked. Now, I think in the last couple of months, 2 young lads drowned. I think it was outside Newhaven. And the RMLI told us this themselves. The coxswain refused to launch the boat. He's a full-time, full-paid man. He refused to launch the boat because he never had a mechanic. These 2 lads drowned within the sight of the station. So when I said to Lisa Harwood, how can you justify a policy like that? I said there's no way that I would ever follow a policy like that. That's probably why I got myself in the position I am now. But I think when you've got policies, there's no common sense at all. And something like that, for us as a station, we'll write our own rules and it'll be compliant, there'll be a proper rule book. But when there's rules like that